Hi, and welcome back to the S.P.E.N.D channel. My name is Jason, and if you're a single parent whose kids have left the nest, and if you're standing at the edge of what's next, wondering whether you're too old, too late, or too overwhelmed to reinvent your life, then you're exactly in the right place. Today's video is all about packing up and starting fresh. What does it really feel like to move abroad alone? How do you let go of what was and embrace what could be? I want to share what I've learned. From the emotional roller coaster to the freedom of waking up in a place where nobody knows your past, only the person you are right now. If you're scared, anxious, or even secretly thrilled by the idea of moving abroad alone, then stick with me. I'm going to walk you through both the practical steps and the emotional transformation of starting fresh, on your terms, in your time, and with your heart wide open. Let's begin with the emotional side, because let's be honest. This kind of decision is way more about who you are rather than where you want to go. For a lot of us, when our kids move out, the house gets quieter, but your mind gets louder. You're suddenly face to face with your own needs, your own voice, and your own story. And that can be a little scary. But there's excitement for sure. You feel the tug of possibility. There is also a kind of invisible grief. A mourning for the person you were when your identity was built around being a parent 24/7, 365. There is loneliness, uncertainty, and sometimes even guilt for wanting something more. But here is the beauty of moving abroad alone. You get to release the version of yourself who always was last on the priority list. You get to step outside of your old role, your old patterns, relationships, and routines, and you get to meet yourself as if for the first time. You are no longer boxed in by roles that you've outgrown. You get to ask yourself, who am I now? What do I want next? And joy? It sneaks up on you in the smallest moments. Like when you stumble through ordering coffee in another language and the barista smiles back at you. Or when you find a quiet corner of the city that feels like it was made just for you. Discovering a new restaurant on foot while you're discovering your new city. Or when somebody meets you without any baggage. No assumptions, no history, just you now. Moving abroad solo isn't about location. There's more to it. It's about liberation. It's about becoming whole again. Now let's shift into the real talk. Packing, prepping, and making this leap actually happen. Because yes, it's exhilarating, but it's also a lot of work. When you decide to start over abroad, you're not just packing suitcases. You're unpacking your entire life. This is how I recommend tackling this. For one, start early. Give yourself a buffer, at least 2 or 3 months, more if you can. You'll need time to sort, plan, and process this whole thing. Declutter with purpose. Ask yourself, does this thing actually support the life that I'm building abroad? Or does it support the life that I'm leaving behind? If it doesn't serve the next version of you, then let it go. You could sell it, donate it, discard it, or put it in storage. You can digitize your memories, scan important documents, photographs, put them all in the cloud, or back them up to a portable hard drive, or both. Lighten your physical load and not just your emotional one. Sell or donate generously. Something else might love that couch, those books of yours, or that blender more than you do right now. So release those things with gratitude. Create a bag of essentials, kind of like a bug out bag. This is your lifeline. Your passport, important documents, phone chargers, travel-size comfort items, a journal, maybe even a favorite sweater. Things that make you feel grounded while everything else is in motion. And if you're not ready to part with everything, that's okay. Consider renting a small storage unit for your maybes. That's what I did. I have a 5 foot by 5 foot storage in Tucson, Arizona. It's $20 a month. You don't have to decide everything at once. Give yourself the grace to transition. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. You can always correct those later. And lastly, while this video focuses more on the emotional and experiential parts, remember that you will need to plan your budget, research visa requirements, understand healthcare options, and look into international banking. I've got more videos in the future covering these topics, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So what is it really like to wake up in a brand new country all on your own? Honestly, it's surreal at first. You wake up to unfamiliar sounds, new smells, Maybe sunlight streaming through curtains you don't recognize. There is nobody knocking on your door. Nobody asking you for breakfast. It's just you and the world. And that moment can be quietly powerful. First, you might feel a little disoriented, maybe even a little homesick. But day by day, you begin to settle in, and every tiny victory adds to your sense of independence. You found the local market and remembered the word for eggplant. You figured out the bus route without Google Translate melting down on you. You made your first friend. Could be a barista, a neighbor, somebody in your language class. And one night, as you're sitting by the water or walking down a cobblestone street under lanterns or stars, you realize something. I built this. I chose this. There is also an incredible sense of pride that comes with creating your own life from scratch. Nobody else's blueprint, no one else's approval. And yes, there will be moments of doubt, but I can promise you those moments are temporary. What's permanent? The resilience and confidence that comes from knowing that you can do this. Alone doesn't mean lonely, it means self led. Finding community. Now, let's address one of the biggest fears that I hear. Won't I be lonely? Here is the truth. Yes, you will. You'll feel alone in the beginning, but I promise you that it won't last. Because if you're willing to put yourself out there, you will find your people eventually. You'll meet other expats or immigrants who know exactly what you're going through. Locals who are curious, kind, and open. Travelers and digital nomads who are just passing through but leave lasting connections. And importantly, people just like you, single parents, 40 and over, starting fresh, asking, what's next? How do you find these folks? You can join a local language class, even if you're terrible at it at first. The locals appreciate whatever effort you can make in speaking their language. A little effort can go a long way. Volunteer with a local nonprofit or an animal shelter. Take a dance class or attend live music events. Use platforms like Meetup or Facebook. Internations. Find expats there. You don't have to walk into a room full of strangers and shout, "Be my friend." You just have to show up, be consistent, be open. Connection follows effort. And here is the real magic. When you move abroad as an adult, you get to be intentional about your community. No more social obligations that drain you. No more keeping people in your life just because they've always been there. This is your chance to surround yourself with people who reflect the same values and energy that you want in your next chapter of life. Packing up and starting fresh abroad isn't just a geographic shift. It's a soul shift. It won't always be easy, but it will absolutely be worth it. You've given so much of your life to others, your kids, your job, your community. Now it's time to give something back to yourself. Adventure, growth, joy, and freedom. You don't need permission. You don't need to justify your decision to anyone. You just need a little courage and a solid plan. If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below and share it with somebody else who might be standing at the edge of change. If you're ready to take the first step, go to spendchannel.com and download my 2 free guides. One will help you apply for your first passport. The other details 20 different countries that have English as an official language. They're linked in the description below. Till next time, this is Jason, signing off from the S.P.E.N.D channel. Here's to starting fresh and never looking back. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. See you again in the next video. Take care.